million speed with vibrant service, vibrant broadband internet.
All right, 10:30, that's the time. Hey, we're already at 61 degrees, and the couple's having their first fight over here.
First?
Yeah. First of the last 10 minutes, maybe?
Yeah, first this morning? I don't know. It's Vibrant You time. Take it away.
Thanks for having us. My name is Nathan,
I'm Jane.
And I'm Bo.
and we are your Vibrant You Live crew. So for those who don't know, Vibrant, started by Meeker Co-op. We started Vibrant You Live to just kind of educate people on what's new with Vibrant, what's new with streaming, what's new with internet stuff in general, really. But today we want to talk about streaming, a topic that we cover quite a bit because it's one of the more popular subjects when you're talking about using the internet.
That's where I used to go fishing.
Then the stream?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Which stream was that?
The Birch Stream.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. I've not visited that myself.
Up north.
Up north,
Up
yep.
north, yeah.
Way up by Ely, by Babbitt. Yeah.
So for those that don't know, kind of what we call streaming today kind of originated in 2008. Prior to that, we were used to getting, live TV over either, your antenna, your bunny ears or your antenna. You had cable, you had satellite. And then if you wanted to watch movies or shows, you had DVDs, VHSs, stuff like that. Or you could physically plug your computer into a TV maybe and watch something that way as well. But kind of Netflix, they used to mail you DVDs to watch movies. And then they went to a streaming version where you can watch it like kind of in real time and watch it immediately on demand via the internet. So that was kind of 2008. That kind of launched streaming, and then it's gone on to be what it is today with all these streaming devices, deep streaming players like Roku, Fire Stick, and now there's about a million different streaming services: Disney, Apple, Netflix, Amazon Prime. There's a bunch, but what we want to focus on today are the live streaming providers, where you're going to get your local channels, your news, your sports, and watch live programming.
Mm-hmm.
So when people hear the word streaming, I think that there's panic because people really, it's such a word that it kind of, people get scared of. Yeah, it's techie.
Yeah.
So what I think is cool is if you think about it, streaming, just like a DVD player, if you have a streaming player, that's what you need to stream. So basically we've come a long way in the last 16 years. And now that we have more options other than Netflix, and the questions that we get as a sales team is, how do I replace my cable or satellite? And which streaming service do I need? So the first one's pretty easy. We just kind of talk about what devices you need to, like the streaming player that you need and what you need and how do you get it to your TV, that kind of stuff. And then what streaming service do you need is basically, I call it a homework assignment. So you just need to write down the different channels that you must have, and based upon that, we look at that as an option and then give you the information or recommendations that we think you would do well with for streaming. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the first one that we have, so Nathan, you had talked about the four major local channels, so to speak. So Bo, take it from here.
Yeah, so when we talk with people about streaming, the first question usually we get is like, I'm a little overwhelmed. They kind of mention that they seem like there's a new streaming provider every day. They don't even know where to begin. So we always try to pare it down a little bit to the four major streaming providers. And, many of you have heard of YouTube TV, Hulu, Live, DirecTV Stream, and Fubo. So those are the four main that we kind of focus on, mainly because they have the local channels. When people are switching from cable, from satellite, or even from like their antenna TV, it's kind of the main thing that they want. And all of those have the local channels. And then some offer, PBS, the CW. Those are the channels people are kind of used to, and that's what ones when they switch, they want to keep. So those are the four major that have those, plus a bunch of other channels. They're not going to have your local city council meetings or your local church services. Those you'll have to stream on the website of your church, or if your city council provides a way to stream it on a website, that's kind of what we recommend if that's something that you're really interested in, but you want to still switch to streaming. So now we're going to break those four major providers down, and we're going to compare each service.
Yeah, so YouTube TV, I think, is now the single most popular live TV streaming service. In fact, I think it's passed a lot of cable providers as one of the most subscribe to
Wow.
television service
It is.
in the world. So YouTube TV right now, I believe it's like $73 plus tax. One of the beautiful things about YouTube and so many of these streaming providers is there isn't a lot of additional fees or costs associated. There's not rental fees, there's not box fees, stuff like that. $73, and I think it's just your local sales tax on top of that. So you're looking at maybe between $73 and $80 after tax. So what YouTube TV offers is over 100 live channels, including all the key local ones in our market, 4, 5, 9, 11. Obviously, they have a lot of the more popular sports and news, like national networks as well. A lot of the networks you're looking for with your typical cable provider. The YouTube TV offers unlimited DVR, which I think is digital video recording. Basically, you can record movies and shows unlimited. You can have 10 things recording at the same time. You don't have a certain data limit. I think it expires after 9 months if you haven't watched it. So that's kind of how they store all that. And then they allow you to watch on up to 3 TVs at the same time with one account.
Okay.
So if you sign up for one YouTube TV account, you can use it on up to 3 TVs at the same time. So what you can, if you have 10 TVs, you could have them all set up to watch. It just means you can only have 3 going at one time. And they even have, I think, an upcharge of $10 if you want even more screens. If you, for some reason, you have a real big household with a lot of kids and everybody's trying to watch at the same time. And another cool thing about YouTube is they introduced user profiles, and you can have up to 6 user profiles. What that means is if you share a household with, family members, and each person can set up a profile, and then I can record shows and keep track of what I watch. Somebody else can record different shows or the same shows, but it keeps track of where we are in our own profile. And then it'll start to recommend the channels. Like if I watch a lot of sports, when I turn on YouTube TV and go to my profile, it's going to recommend the sports that are on right now. If my wife doesn't watch sports, it'll recommend what she likes to watch, stuff like that. So the user profile thing is pretty nice. And then, like I mentioned, there's not a lot of additional fees for HD or DVR or cancellation because there's no contract on YouTube TV. It's relatively straightforward, streamlined. It's pretty competitive price, especially to compare to how expensive cable has gotten lately. So it may not have every channel you want. Like Jane mentioned earlier, like a key factor is knowing which carrier has the channels that are important to you. I know, Jane, you use Hulu with live TV, and kind of break that down for us.
Sure. So why did I choose Hulu Live? Because my kids wanted it. So that's all I know. So basically, Hulu Live is roughly between $76 and $90 plus taxes, and it depends on if you're going to bundle with some other options. So bundling, Hulu has Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and those are upgrades. So when you go to sign up for that, they're going to ask you if you want Disney Plus or ESPN Plus, and I think it's like $5 or $8 a month additional, and you can cancel those at any time you want. So what's great about Hulu Live is that it offers 95 plus channels, and then that's including the live TV, local networks, and sports as well. Hulu Live has cloud DVR, so it's not stored locally. It's stored. I don't know. Explain. Stores.
Yeah, so cloud DVR, pretty much all the streamers we talk about today is cloud DVR, and what that means is nothing is being downloaded to your device. Right. Like if you're using a Roku or a smart TV, nothing is physically being downloaded on your end. The service you're using, Hulu or YouTube or whoever, they are saving it on their end, on the internet side of things, and that's why it's called cloud, because it's stored on the internet. And then when you want to watch a recording, you're accessing it through the internet. Right. So you don't have to worry about, do I have enough memory? Do I have enough room to save all that? You don't have to worry about any of that stuff.
Right. So it's unlimited, and then there's no extra cost to you as well. And what I love about that is I can just go back into my library, select the things that I've recorded, and then don't tell anybody, but you can fast forward you don't have to watch the commercials. Don't tell anybody. So the other thing is the streaming quality is also great. You can get up to the 1080, what does that P stand
1080p.
for?
I think 1080 picture or something.
Okay.
It's just high definition, basically.
Yep. And then, or the 5.1 surround sound, so it's quality that way. And then also this one does offer personalization, so I can select my own things at different TVs, and so can the rest of my family.
Stuff,
Yep. And then the next one is DirecTV Stream.
Yeah, DirecTV Stream is very, very similar. As you notice when we're going through all these, they share a lot of commonalities, but there's just differences here and there, which is why, depending on what you watch and kind of what you're looking for, why you maybe go with one over the other. DirecTV Stream's a little different in that it has actually 4 different levels within DirecTV Stream, 4 different packages, whereas YouTube TV, Hulu Live are kind of just one thing. You pay for it, and those are the channels that you get. So you get a little more customization with DirecTV Stream, and it does have the regional sports. If you want to watch the Twins, the Timberwolves, the Wild, as it sits right now, the second package called the Choice Package and above are what you'd have to get to watch those. They actually just made an announcement recently, which we'll get into a little bit later, that could change a little bit of that. But you also have your DVR, just like Jane was mentioning, the cloud storage. That's all included on DirecTV Stream. And they recently, which they hopefully, I was hoping they would do this, they actually added profiles. So I can log in to DirecTV Stream and, maybe my wife's profile, my friend's profile is going to be different shows. Maybe we're watching the same show, but we're on different seasons. That way you can log in and you're not going to mess up, what you're watching and you have to have a conversation. And then there's no satellite requirement. I know DirecTV started out in satellite. You don't have to do that with the DirecTV Stream. You're going to be using the internet to watch your TV, just like you are with all of these companies. And so that would be, one that if you wanted to, just strictly watch your regional sports and your local television, that's kind of one we would maybe direct you towards. And the biggest benefit is they have a really cool remote device that instead of using a Roku or an Amazon Fire Stick, they have their own device that has a remote with channel numbers and a channel flipper, a record button. So if you're into having a really, simple remote that's close to what you're used to with satellite, that's actually a big reason why people choose DirecTV Stream. And then, Fubo is the next one that we're going to get into.
Before we do that, I do want to mention that if you do go with the DirecTV and you get the remote in their box, they do have that requirement of the 2-year contract, correct?
Yep.
So
yeah, there's a couple options.
We're at the end of ours. No, we've made it.
yeah,
Yep.
yay.
It can kind of vary. So there are some different terms you need to pay attention to when you're choosing which provider is best for you.
And that also has the box you can either rent or buy.
Correct. Yep. I think you might have to rent it. I'm not sure they offer the buy version anymore. Like I said, some of this stuff kind of varies a bit. So, and like I said, if you want to call Jane, me, or Bo at the Vibrant office, we can kind of break down some of this stuff more personal depending on what your needs are. But Fubo's the fourth of the big providers, and Fubo is, again, really sports focused. They have some of the most sports broadcasts, and they have a lot of international soccer, whether that's the European League or stuff like that. So if you're a soccer fan, that might be the best option for you. And then Fubo also carries Bally Sports and some of the regional sports that DirecTV has. So the Bally Sports is going to carry you Timberwolves and Wild. Those seasons are just kicking off. So if you want to watch those games, you're going to want either Fubo or DirecTV because it carries that network. And then Fubo carries as many as 350 different channels. Cloud DVR, like we talked about, theirs is limited to 1,000 hours of storage. 1,000 hours is a lot of shows and movies to record, so that's probably plenty for most people. Fubo also includes 4K streaming, so higher definition video quality than some of the others. It's not just HD, it's 4K. And then they allow you to watch on up to 10 devices at a time at your house.
Okay.
And 3 devices on the go. So you could have a total of 13. If you have 10 TVs in your house and they're all watching different channels, and you have 3 people out of the house that are watching on their cell phone or tablet, you can have up to 13 people watching on one account. So they're pretty generous with some of that stuff. Yeah. So Fubo, like I said, is popular, especially for the sports fans. I know that I don't think they have some of the Turner channels like TNT, TBS, some of those ones.
Yeah, I know during the NCAA basketball, that's a big thing.
Correct. Most of those games are aired on the Turner networks. And then I know a lot of hockey and basketball playoffs are on TNT as well. So that's one knock on Fubo. But some of that stuff changes. By the time those playoffs come around, that might have changed by then. Right. And then the Sling, which isn't quite as popular in the area, but that one can be popular depending on your setup as well.
Right. So if you want a local channel, Fox 9 is the local channel. If you're not really into channel 4, 5, or 11, this package could be for you.
Yep.
So basically, you're just saving a lot of money and you still get some local channels. There's fewer channels, like I mentioned, but if you're not looking for 100 channels and you're looking to have a little bit of a cost perspective, the Sling TV is a go-to for you. It offers affordable pricing. It's for that budget friendly, conscious person.
Okay.
And it starts at $40 a month. And then you can have customizable channel lineups, which I think a lot of people are looking for. Well, why do I have to pay for
channels I've never watched?
Right. And if I can just select these would be great. And then there's a flexible plan. There's a couple of options like Sling Orange and Sling Blue. And you can just choose your channels that best fit you. The other thing is, if you have the capability of getting antenna coverage, this package would be great for you because you don't need all those local channels, and it's just providing you a little bit of extra after those local channels.
Yeah, the knock on Sling is that they don't have all our locals, and I know that's important to a lot of people. But some people have access to pretty good antennas and get locals through the antennas. So you take care of the locals with your antenna, and then you get some of the sports and national coverage with Sling. It could be a good fit.
Yep. And so why cut the cable bow?
It's a great question. That is, all the little details we've gone into about the 4 major streaming providers, those are all reasons why you'd want to get rid of cable, get rid of satellite. You're not boxed into whatever your satellite, your cable provider gives you, whatever they take away. That happens. Everyone that's had satellite has gotten a channel that they love taken away, either forever or for a pretty good length of time. So with streaming, you just have more flexibility. You can go and bounce between all 4 of these different streaming providers within a year if you want to. Test them out, see what you think. You're going to be able to add on Netflix, Hulu. If you don't have Hulu Live TV, you could have Netflix and Hulu, and you could have DirecTV stream for your live and local channels. So everyone's going to be a little different on what they want to watch and what they want to pay for. A lot of people that have switched have saved a good chunk of money, and even if you haven't saved money, you're not going to be paying a whole lot more, and you're going to be getting a whole lot more options. You're going to be able to stream from your laptop. If you're on the go, you can watch on your tablet or your phone. That kind of gets glossed over a little bit, but it's pretty nice if you're out and let's say you're at the DMV or something, you're sitting there for an hour, you can watch your show, you can watch your movie, and then you can continue it when you get home on your TV. So just really convenient, easy ways to watch TV. And if you haven't, done that or haven't, really given it much thought, I would really, really consider it. And you can learn more about it tonight, actually, at our streaming event.
Yeah, a couple of reasons we wanted to highlight streaming specifically today at today's show, because 2 things. I don't know if you've seen in the news, there was kind of some big news yesterday, especially here in Minnesota. So for those that don't know, Bally Sports has carried Twins, Timberwolves, and Wild games for a while. It used to be called Fox Sports North. Now it's Bally Sports North. But their parent company has been dealing with bankruptcy for the last couple of years and having a hard time paying for the National Hockey League and the NBA and all these different things. So they just announced that they're not carrying the Twins next year, the Minnesota Twins. I do believe they're locked in for the Wild and Timberwolves this season. That's just starting. So if you still have Bally Sports and you want to watch those, I think that'll be fine. But the MLB, Major League Baseball, announced yesterday, I believe, that they are going to carry the Twins directly. So they'll offer the Twins channel directly to consumers. We don't know exactly what that's going to look like as far as pricing and how it works, but you'll probably be able to subscribe directly to MLB and get access to the Twins games directly by streaming it. And then I know they're also mentioned that they're going to try to connect with local cable and streaming providers to include it in some of those packages as well.
Beautiful.
So, like I said, time will tell. Baseball season's still a ways away. Just the playoffs are going on now, but we won't need to worry about this till probably April. So, a lot to figure out between now and then, but that's kind of big news because that's a big change coming up. And then the other reason is because we're doing a streaming event tonight that Bo mentioned. So, if you're interested in learning more about streaming, if you say, well, this all sounds confusing, but I'm interested in either saving money or getting more channels or better channels or channels that I've been missing, our Dreaming of Streaming class is free, open to the public. We love chatting people, just teaching them how it works, what it means. It doesn't have to be all, it can be as simple as you want it to be. If you just want something to watch some live TV, great. If you just want something to watch some movies and shows, it can be easy. People are intimidated by technology, but it really can be simple. So come on out. That'll be tonight at 5:30 at the Co-op office on Highway 12, kind of by Walmart. And it's free. Like I said, we'll have some basic, snacks and drinks, non-alcoholic. Don't get too excited. But
dang.
So that'll be tonight. And if you missed part of today's radio show and you want to learn more about streaming and you can't make it to the event, you can listen back on the radio shows. We post them on Facebook and YouTube, usually on Thursdays. So today's show will be up tomorrow. And then if you want to catch us live on Wednesdays here on KLFD at 10:30 every Wednesday, we're on here. And then if you have questions, it can be intimidating to a lot of people. People don't know which provider to go with, who's got their channels. You can give me, Jane, or Bo a call. You can call locally here, 693-3231. And we have a lot of great information on our website as well, vibrantbroadband.com.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think for having us?
Well, absolutely.
For those that can't see, unless you check it out on the radio or on the Facebook or YouTube, Woody's has an amazing blue jacket on. Oh, a KLFD jacket. This thing is sharp.
Oh, man.
Looks
It's like
good.
what the pitchers used to throw, keep their arm warm.
Keep their arm warm.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know why you're wearing it, but it looks good on you. So
I'm not much of a pitcher. But yeah.
But yeah, thanks for having us.
You got it.
Thank you for listening. Thanks, KLFD, for hosting us. My name is Nathan.
I'm Jane.
And I'm Bo.
And this has been another Vibrant U Live.